Season 4 from Modern Warfare 3 just went live, and there's no events for zombies. All of that will be mid-season, but they did patch some stuff and fix some stuff, and I'll go over all the changes that they made. There are patch notes, and I'll go over that later on in the video, but it's never a comprehensive list. Often they leave a lot of stuff out that they fix. One thing that is still working, and they have not fixed yet, thank goodness, is the solo Tombstone method. This is where you activate one of the ruin portals, run to the bad signal portal, back to the ruin portal, and then jump out of bounds at a specific time and close app at a specific time, and you'll save your tombstone and also save your ether blades and all the equipment you leave with. If this method ever gets patched, then we still have the duo tombstone method. That's where you completely bleed out, have someone revive you in game, and that will set your tombstone. The next glitch, they actually did patch. I made a video about this yesterday, but we do have an after patch. But here's the method that doesn't work. This glitch is really versatile. It allows you to do multiple things. One of them is to hold 3 weapons. With this glitch, you pick up a raid weapon stash contract and go to the safe and get ready to interact with it. You throw down a Molotov cocktail and get down in front of it, and then you interact with the safe at a very specific time. And then when you get revived, it gives you a 3rd weapon slot that's empty. I personally am very good at this glitch. I get this timing first try every time. I did this 8 times, couldn't get it to work. So to me, I think it's patched. But there is an after patch, and shout out to Tag935 and BBK. They were like, hey, let's go try the other safe that's in the map. That other safe is inside the mercenary strongholds, and you need a key to get in, and you can get one by going and killing all the mercenaries at a merc camp and then opening their little loot crate. If you don't want to mess with the merc camps, you can just go buy one of these stronghold keys at any of the buy stations in tier 1, 2, and 3. Then head to the mercenary stronghold, unlock the door, and wreck the mercs until you can get to the safe. And these mercs are tanky, and I like to use ether blades because it's an insta-kill. But yes, these safes work. The raid weapon stashes are patched. There are 3 things you can do with this glitch, and I wanted to test all 3 to see if they still work. And the first one is to quad pack-a-punch wonder weapons. This will turn like a VR11 into an absolute face melter. This is a 1-shot for most elite bosses in all the tiers, and it's a 2-shot on a mega abomination. Out of all the wonder weapons to quad pack-a-punch and do this glitch with, absolutely the VR11 is my top choice. For this glitch, you need a 3-plate vest, a Molotov cocktail. Make sure you don't have jug or flopper on you. They will interfere with this glitch. Right here, we've already cleared out all the mercenaries. I'm going to throw down a Molotov cocktail and interact with that safe when I have about 30% left of that white health bar. And you're going to know that you have the timing right because your body does this like forward back jerking motion before you get downed. If you don't see that like jerk, then the timing wasn't right. Then get revived in any way that you can, and then switch weapons until you're holding nothing. And if you see this right here, then you did it right. So right here, you've got a 3-gun glitch. You could go hold a 3rd weapon, but if you want to quad pack-a-punch a wonder weapon, then you need to pick one up off the ground or equip one from a wonder weapon case. I'm going to equip a VR11 that I brought in, and then the next thing I'm going to do is make sure I have a legendary tool on me. The legendary tool needs to be put on the 2nd weapon in your 2nd slot. So make sure you're holding 2 weapons, and then hold out the wonder weapon again, and then throw down a juggernaut. You can see on the bottom right there that the VR11 has been stripped of its rarity, and when I get into the juggernaut and come out, it puts the VR11 into the 2nd slot. So it moves everything over to the left. And because you put a legendary tool on that 2nd slot, when that VR11 slides over into the 2nd slot, it takes on that legendary tool and quad pack-a-punches it. At this point, you can pack-a-punch the VR11 in any way, throw it in a machine, use a crystal, whatever. The next thing you can do that is so handy with this glitch is turn your insured weapons into contraband. Once you turn your insured into contraband, you can do anything with it. Like you can drop it on the ground, you can die in game, you can give it to friends, it doesn't matter. You will avoid that cooldown penalty. For this one, you have to do the same thing. Interact with the now mercenary stronghold saves and make sure you have a weapon in the left and right slot. And the insured weapon that you want to protect, put it in the right slot. Once you do the glitch and you're able to pick up a 3rd weapon, go ahead and pick up a 3rd weapon, and then you're going to drop the weapon in the left slot, and it's going to move your insured weapon to the left and it turns it into contraband for some reason. And shout out to BBK and Tag935. I believe they're the ones that found this glitch. What's cool about this now is, like, I've got this very rare glove and I want to give it to my friends. I could go drop it and give it to them, and then I could leave the game, and when I go back to my menus and I look at my weapons, it's not on cooldown and it's still available for me to use and bring back in next game. So technically this glitch duplicates your insured weapon, and that duplicate is a contraband. The next glitch that still works and they haven't patched is the Bloodburner bike underwater god mode glitch. Once you're on a Bloodburner bike, you can find a high vantage point, dive into the river, and once you hit the bottom, you are completely safe. You cannot drown. You could drive around. You could sit here if you want to. You can have two people on the bike in god mode, so if you need to go do something, go to the bathroom, answer the door, whatever, this is a good glitch for that. Another glitch that still works, thank goodness, is a way to keep your ether blades at all times and bypass the cooldown, and also keep your containment levels when leaving the match. Ether blades have a 2-day crafting cooldown, and this allows you to craft them one time and just keep them every single game. You go in and out and they're not taken from you. There's 2 ways you can leave the map and keep them. You can leave with one of the story mission choppers. I like to use the bad signal ether portal because it's really fast. I activate the portal, then swim over here so I'm safe, then I vote yes. Then I get ready to close app as soon as I see that teleportation screen. This timing is really, really easy, and you get to keep all your stuff, your containment levels, your ether blades, and anything that was in your backpack. You won't keep your tombstone, so this is an alternative for people that aren't messing with tombstone so much. Sometimes I keep a tombstone, sometimes I don't, and when I don't, this is how I leave the game. The next glitch that still works and they've never patched is the unlimited spawns with the Outlast contract. This one's really easy. You just start the Outlast contract, and once the progression bar reaches about 93%, you want to make sure that you and your entire team cancel the contract. What happens is the contract is canceled, but the game still thinks it's going, and it will throw a ton of zombies at you as if the contract was still active. This allows you to avoid that progression bar of going in and out of the perimeter to keep the contract from completing. One of the next things they fixed is the friends list on PlayStation 5. This is so much nicer to be able to see your friends list and access them and invite them. Normally when you push down on the R3 thumbstick, it brings up this huge other menu and you gotta like go through all these names. Well, now it's so easy and it's small, it's on the right, you can easily find your friends and invite them. There's one more step you can take to make this even better. Some people may know about this, some may not, but when you're in that skinny menu, hit triangle to expand the social menu, then find the people you play a lot with or are friends with, and you want them up at the top. Just select their name and then go all the way over to player actions and add as favorite. What this does is it always puts them at the top of your friends list when you go in to invite. For me, I have a lot of people on my friends list, so this is really useful. Another thing they said they fixed is where the mimic would pull players through barriers, and I had 2 games in the new Dark Ether where the other player got pulled underneath the map by a mimic and it ruined the game and we couldn't finish. You can see right here, he was stuck under the map. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't revive him or help him at all. One thing the patch notes mentioned is that they fixed some out-of-map exploits, and there's one here in this cave where you go into this room and open those crates. I was thinking this was one of the ones that they patched, and they didn't. You can use the Scorcher, get on top of this light, and breach up through the ceiling and then walk over to that room. You used to be able to open the crates from the ceiling of that room, but now you have to fly underneath it with the Scorcher. It's very difficult to do. I haven't made a video about that yet because I feel like it's so challenging. I feel like there's maybe a better way. I'm still working on it. If I find something, I'll definitely let you know. Another thing that still works, and it's not a big deal, but they keep patching these locations in the red zone and we have very few of them left. We used to have multiple roofs where you could stand and be safe, and this is one of the last ones. You can stand underneath this area and be completely safe. No zombies are coming up here and they can't throw meat at you. One thing that they did change is the Beast Glove. I love this thing. It's the best melee in zombies. You are able to put a camo on it now. So when you pack a bench it, you'll see the camo, or if you put a camo on from the menus. Some of these camos look pretty cool. This glove is ginormous in game, so it really makes those camos stand out. There were a lot of things that they fixed, but there was only 2 things in the patch notes that I was curious about checking out, and one of them was about this bookstore. They said loot in the bookstore location named Faroes and Sons is now accessible. I thought that was very specific and very weird, so I wanted to go find this bookstore on the map. I did find it. It's in the lower left portion of the map in Tier 1, and when I looked around in it, there was really nothing that stood out. I just guess they were like, wow, the building was locked and we unlocked it and you can go in now, I guess. I don't know. If any of you ever noticed that this building was inaccessible, let me know. I think most of us probably were not paying attention. Another thing they fixed was in the Dark Ether. They said in the newest Act 4 story mission, players are now able to reach the Pack-a-Punch location by foot. I think most people are going to be Pack-a-Punched before they come in here, but if you're not, this is the location. It's on top of a floating broken airplane. There's a building next to it now where you can climb a ladder and then go up on this airplane wing on the back, and I guess this is something that might have been added right here. Something around here got added where you can jump up on it and go all the way to the Pack-a-Punch. Also, you're kind of in God mode up here. The zombies won't come up here. They will throw meat sometimes, but you can avoid that, maybe go prone. But I hope this helped you guys out, and we'll see you next video.